Driving an automatic car seems incredibly simple, right? Just drop it into D, step on the gas, and you're good to go. At least, that's what most people think. But did you know that while driving, or even just parking, a few tiny unconscious habits could be silently destroying the most expensive component in your car? We're talking about completely shattering your transmission from the inside out. Yes, you might actually be making these mistakes right now without even realizing it. Today, we are breaking down the top 5 mistakes people make when driving an automatic. Things you should absolutely never do. Stick around until the end of this video, and you won't just save your car, you'll save yourself thousands of dollars in future repair bills. Number 1. Shifting into park without completely stopping the vehicle. So many people have this habit. When they're parking while the car is still slowly rolling forward or backward, they impatiently jam the shifter into P. Let me tell you, this is one of the worst crimes you can commit against your transmission. Why do I say that? When you shift an automatic into park, a tiny metal pin inside your transmission, called the parking pawl, engages and locks into a notched gear. This tiny pin is designed for one thing only: to keep your heavy vehicle parked in one place. It is absolutely not meant to stop the momentum of a moving vehicle. So if you throw it into P while rolling, that massive weight of the car forcefully slams directly into that tiny little pin. Doing it once or twice might not instantly break it, but over time, that continuous stress will snap the pin, leading to a massive repair, where the entire transmission has to be taken apart. So make it a habit starting today. Always press the brake, bring your car to a complete 100% stop, and only then shift into park. Number 2. Shifting continuously between drive D and reverse R without stopping. You probably do this when you're quickly turning around on a narrow road or rushing into a parking spot. While the car is still rolling backward, you quickly throw it into D and accelerate forward. Or, while rolling forward, you shift into R and reverse without a complete stop. This is absolute torture for your transmission. Do you know why? Your vehicle's braking system is designed specifically to stop the forward or backward motion of your car. Your transmission, on the other hand, is built solely to transfer power from the engine to the wheels, not to stop a heavy moving vehicle. When you shift gears while the car is still rolling, you are forcing the transmission to do the job of the brakes. This puts immense, unbearable pressure on the clutch packs and transmission bands inside. Imagine shoving a metal rod into a fast-spinning wheel to abruptly stop it. That's exactly what you're doing inside your gearbox. Over time, this is why your car starts jerking violently when shifting gears. So always remember, before shifting from D to R, or from R to D, you must press the brake and bring the vehicle to a dead stop for at least a second. Number 3. Shifting into neutral N while driving downhill to save fuel. Many of us mistakenly believe that when driving downhill, coasting in neutral or freeing the vehicle means it stops using fuel, right? But the actual truth is completely different. In modern cars, when you drive downhill while keeping it in drive D, the engine's computer, ECU, completely cuts off fuel to the engine, fuel cutoff. But if you shift into N, the vehicle actually has to burn extra fuel just to keep the engine running at idle speed. This means you aren't saving fuel, you're actually wasting it. Even more dangerous than that is the destruction this causes to your transmission. The pumping of transmission fluid, which is meant to lubricate and cool the components inside an automatic gearbox, entirely depends on the engine speed, RPM. When you shift into N while going downhill, the engine speed drops. This means the volume of oil being pumped into the gearbox also decreases. However, on the flip side, because the wheels are spinning rapidly, the other components within the gearbox are working frantically. What happens when fast-spinning metal parts operate without oil? The temperature inside the transmission spikes immediately, and it can completely burn up. Furthermore, coasting downhill in N means you lose engine braking. This drastically increases the chances of losing control of the vehicle and causing a serious accident. Number 4. Shifting into Park P before engaging the handbrake on a hill. What do you normally do when parking on a steep incline or decline? You probably keep your foot on the brake, shift into P, and then let go of the foot brake, right? When you do that, you've probably felt the car roll down just a little bit, followed by a noticeable clunk as it jerks to a stop. Only after all that do most people pull the handbrake. But do you know what's actually happening underneath? Remember that tiny metal pin inside your gearbox we talked about earlier? The parking pole? The exact moment you release your foot brake, the entire multi-ton weight of your vehicle is resting completely on that tiny piece of metal. If you keep doing this, over time that pin can easily bend or even snap completely. Also, you know that feeling the next day when you start your car, try to shift out of park, and it feels completely jammed, making a loud, violent clunking noise? That's exactly why. The whole weight of the car was jamming that pin. To save your transmission from this nightmare, here's the correct method. When parking on a hill, keep your foot firmly on the brake and first shift into neutral N. Next, engage your handbrake or parking brake firmly. Now, slowly release your foot brake. At this point, the entire weight of the vehicle is resting safely on the brakes, right? Only after doing this should you finally shift into park. Number 5. Constantly shifting into neutral N at a red light or in short traffic stops. This is a very common habit for people driving in heavy traffic. Some think that if they shift into N, even for a quick 30-second stop, they are saving fuel and making it easier on the transmission. But that is a complete myth. Every single time you shift from drive to neutral and back to drive again, the clutch packs and transmission bands inside the gearbox have to engage and disengage. Just like your brake pads, these components are made of friction material that naturally wears down over time. Imagine shifting gears like this not just once or twice a day, but every 30 seconds while stuck in traffic. Think about how incredibly fast you are wearing out those internal parts. Automotive engineers specifically designed automatic transmissions so that you can simply leave it in drive with your foot on the brake during normal traffic stops. So, at a standard red light, leaving it in D and keeping your foot firmly on the brake is actually the best thing for your car. However, if you're stuck at a railway crossing or know you'll be idling in one spot for several minutes, only then is it a good idea to shift into N and pull the handbrake. Driving an automatic car is supposed to be incredibly easy and stress-free. But if you can just break these 5 bad habits we talked about today, you will keep your transmission, one of the most expensive parts of your car, running flawlessly for years, just like it's brand new. So, let's be completely honest. How many of these mistakes have you actually been making? Let us know down in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. If you want to keep learning valuable everyday tips and discover fascinating new things from around the world, make sure you hit that subscribe button for the TerraVoy channel right now. And please, don't forget to share this video with your friends and family who drive. You might just save their transmission. We will see you very soon with another amazing video. Have a great day.